48% of MSPs say AI is the number one thing that their clients want. So you might be a client, a service-based business that has an IT provider, and you might be one of those 48% that want AI. Only 13% are actually leading the charge and helping their clients make money from AI. That is not a tools problem. That is a maturity problem. And most owners cannot tell which rung of the maturity ladder they're actually on. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 rungs of AI maturity. Most are stuck on rung number 2, and unfortunately, they don't even know it. And here's what bothers me the most about this AI conversation going on right now. Everybody's buying licenses, everybody's downloading Claude, everybody's signing up for ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, whatever, all of the things. And when you ask a business owner, when I have conversations with business owners, what they actually are using AI for, the answer is some version of, well, we know that we should be using AI. We want to use AI. That sentence right there has no problem in it. No outcome, no direction. I actually had a conversation with an MSP owner last week. He told me 2 of his clients had signed up for Claude Cowork without even telling him. They were using it. They were actually getting results from it. One of them was the woman running accounting. But they're running into the platforms blind. And he's responding after the fact because everything is moving so fast. That is the entire industry right now. And here's the part nobody's naming. Most owners think that AI maturity is a license question. It's not. AI maturity is a sequencing question. The same way that marketing failure is a sequencing problem, not a tactics problem. We all know what the marketing tactics are. The sequence, getting them right, is what unlocks and makes everything work. Same thing here. You don't climb the ladder by buying more tools. You climb by building a system that makes the tools work together. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what rung of the AI maturity ladder you're on, and most of you are not where you actually think that you might be. The first rung that is on the AI security ladder is AI curious. You've read the headlines, you've watched a YouTube video, you opened ChatGPT a couple times, maybe you ask it to write an email for you. Maybe your IT provider has flipped on Copilot and everybody's tinkering around with it. You don't have a system. There's no system. You're watching from the sidelines at this point. And there's no shame in being on rung 1. You got to start somewhere. But most of the people that are on rung 5 today were on rung 1 a year ago. The problem is staying on rung 1 in 2026 while your competitors are blowing past you and you're actually just sinking more time and cost into something that's not building a system. Rung number 2 is AI chaotic, and this is the trap. You have some licenses, maybe you've got multiple licenses of AI tools, probably more than you can name at this point. There's a Claude account, somebody's got a ChatGPT subscription, somebody on the team is using Copilot for Word docs, somebody else is building a custom GPT for proposals. They did that 6 months ago. I haven't looked at it since. Maybe you have some prompts. Maybe you were told that that's the secret sauce. Most of them are in 3 different conversations across 3 different tools. Nobody can find them, including you. And when we think about that, eventually the outputs start to drift. The voice on the proposal doesn't sound like the voice in the email. The email doesn't sound like the LinkedIn post. None of it sounds like you. And here is the telltale sign that you're on rung number 2. If somebody on your team asks, where do I find the prompt you wrote? And the answer is, I think it's in one of my chats. You're on rung number 2. And this is where most businesses are right now. And rung number 2 feels like progress. There's activity going on. Maybe you've got some tools running. People are typing into Chat GPT, but unfortunately, it's a structural problem here in rung number 2. We don't have a foundation. Every new conversation starts from zero. Every new system gets built on top of nothing, and the chaos compounds. And that's where most people are. They're in overwhelm mode with what to do with AI. And the reason rung number 2 is the hardest rung to escape from, because it doesn't feel like a problem. It feels like the problem is you just need a better prompt or a better tool or one more license. It's not a prompt problem. It's a foundation problem. Rung number 3 is what I call AI considered. Maybe you stopped collecting tools at this point and you started actually thinking. You're building through workflows. Maybe you've got 2 of them running. Maybe you built a prompt that actually works. You can run it on demand and it gives something useful most of the time. Maybe you've started to see what actual good looks like finally out of AI tools. You know that there's a difference between generic ChatGPT answers and a Claude answer that knows your business. But you're still running mostly manual. The team isn't using it consistently. You're the one running it. And if you stopped logging in tomorrow, AI would stop. Rung number 3 is real progress, but it's load bearing on you, which means it's not load bearing at all. It's not actually load bearing. Rung number 4 is AI systematic. Your business runs on AI without you in the room. You have a foundation, 4 files. You've got 4 files at the foundation. You've got your voice, you've got your client profile, you've got positioning, and you have performance memory. It's learning and building as it goes. You've loaded into every conversation, every project, everything runs on that foundation. And the output sounds like you because the foundation is you. You have systems now. Maybe you've got 5 of them, give or take. Lead generation, client communication, onboarding, internal knowledge base, weekly reporting. Each one runs on that foundation. Each one is actually making business. It's making business things. It's doing actual stuff. Your team is actually using it without asking you. They open a project. The voice is already loaded. They don't write a system prompt because they don't have to at this point. This is where the cohort that I'm going to be running in a couple weeks, this is where it takes you to rung number 4. In 4 weeks, 8 live sessions, you leave with a brain trust system plus 5 deployed systems running on top of it. Rung number 4 is where AI starts paying for itself. The last rung on the ladder is AI dominant. Now we're using AI to create a moat around our business. Your AI does things that your competitors can't do. Not because they're not smarter, because your foundation files have data nobody else has. Every client engagement makes the system smarter. You're feeding it more data. Every win, every objection, every win back goes into a performance memory. 3 years in, no competitor can replicate it. This is the rung where AI stops being a tool and starts being a structural advantage. There's only a few businesses actually running at rung 5 right now. But by 2028, there will be a lot more, and the gap between rung number 5 and rung number 2, that will be the biggest competitive divide in service-based businesses since cloud over a decade ago. And again, the trap here is staying in rung number 2. That's just the starting line. Most businesses in 2026 are on rung number 2. Maybe that's you, because they followed the conventional advice. They bought a license, tried a tool, maybe got your team trained a little bit, read an article, went to a boot camp. What they didn't find and what they're not doing right now is building the foundation, because nobody told them that's what they needed to do. And I went to a major MSP AI event earlier this year. The instructors really, it seemed like they didn't have a clue as to what they were actually talking about with AI. Nobody mentioned the foundation files. The whole event was sponsor events talking. They were sponsor talking events dressed as education. They were trying to sell something. People left more confused than when they walked in. And that is most IT service providers right now. The default path through 2026 leads straight to rung number 2, and it stops there. The only way out is to stop adding tools and start building the foundation underneath them. Name where you are is the first move out. And that is what the AI rollout is for. Again, I'm going to be running the very first AI rollout cohort for 4 weeks, 8 live Zoom sessions for 20 only. Only 20 founders are going to get into this cohort. We're going to build the foundation in session number 1. Everything from there, we're going to build 5 systems on top of it across the next 3 weeks. By the end, you're going to have a brain trust system plus 5 deployed systems running in your actual business. Not a workbook, not a course, the actual thing deployed. The first cohort starts on May 18th. Enrollment, I'm opening enrollment next week on May 4th for those who are on the wait list. So if you want to jump on the wait list, orangenomad.com/AI-rollout. I've got quite a few people already on the wait list. If you've been waiting for a structured way to climb past rung 2, this is it. So right now here's your move right now. Before you close this video, take 30 seconds, name the rung that you're on, and say it out loud. Say it to yourself. Then ask yourself whether your team would say the same thing if you asked them. Most teams give a different answer than the owner does. The gap between those 2 answers is your real starting point. If you want a more structured way to map it, the AI Readiness Assessment, that's available. 18 questions, orangenomad.com/AI-assessment. So if you're not ready to jump into the cohort, take the assessment, figure out where you are and where you need to go from there. Again, I'm opening registration next week. Enrollment opens on May 4th. So I'm only letting 20 founders in. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see what we're building next. I would love to have you in the cohort. Join the wait list. You'll be the top of the list for those that find out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.